Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Saturday. We've got a big college football slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action. Go ahead, turn on those notification bells, and yeah, we'll hop in it here. Busy slate today, starting with Alabama versus Kentucky. Bama opening up as an 11-point road favorite with the over-under at 47. Bama coming into this matchup 8-1. Kentucky 6-3. Head-to-head, Bama's 8-1, 5-4 covering the spread. Bama on a 7-game win streak, coming off a big LSU win. Kentucky coming off a Mississippi State win, ending their 3-game losing streak they were on. Bama 8-0 against the SEC, 7-0 against Kentucky, 14-3 on the road. I mean, they've been dominant against Kentucky. I don't know. Bama's playing really strong right now, very good. I just don't think Kentucky's going to be able to do it at home. And yeah, I think I'm going to take Bama minus 11 and money line on the road. Next matchup, we got Michigan versus Penn State. Michigan opening up as a 4-point road favorite with the over-under at 45. Michigan coming into this matchup 9-0. Penn State 8-1. Head-to-head, Michigan 6-4. 7-3 covering the spread. Michigan coming off a big Purdue win. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant all year. Penn State coming off a Maryland win, a big Maryland win. And you saw Jim Harbaugh is banned for Michigan for the remainder of the season. We'll see if that affects the play on the field. I have no idea. But Michigan 5-0 covering on the road, 4-1 covering in their last 5. They're 20-0 against the Big Ten Conference. And I mean, it's a monster matchup here. This really is huge for Michigan. Best team they've definitely played probably all season here in Penn State. And I don't know. The loss of Penn State as of late, that Indiana game, they look very questionable. They had a nice win, bounce back win last week here. I can't bet against Michigan. They've just been so dominant all season. And yeah, I'm going to take Michigan minus 4 and money line on the road. Next matchup, we got Texas Tech versus Kansas. Kansas opening up as a 3.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 62. Texas Tech coming into this matchup 4-5. Kansas 7-2. Head-to-head, Texas Tech is 9-1. 7-3 covering the spread. Texas Tech coming off a TCU win. Kansas coming off a big Iowa State win. They're playing good football right now. Texas Tech 15-1 against Kansas, 9-1 on the road against Kansas. They've been very dominant against Kansas, but I will say this is a much different Kansas team. I'm going to ignore those stats here. Kansas playing good football here. I'm going to buy a point, and we'll take Kansas minus 2.5 and money line at home. Next matchup, we got Tulsa versus Tulane. Tulane opening up as a 24-point home favorite with the over-under at 53. Tulsa coming into this matchup 3-6. Tulane 8-1. Head-to-head, Tulsa's 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. Tulsa on a 4-game losing streak, coming off a Charlotte loss. Tulane on a 7-game winning streak, coming off a 13-10 win against East Carolina. Yeah, not a close win for Tulsa. For Tulane. But Tulane having trouble covering the spread here. Didn't cover. They haven't covered in the last 3 meetings. The last time they were a big favorite, 38 plus, they didn't cover that. I like Tulane to win at home, but they have not been able to cover the spread here. And I know this is a pretty bad Tulsa team, but I still think I'm going to take a shot with Tulsa plus 24 on the road, but throw Tulane in your money line parlays at home. Next matchup, we got Old Dominion versus Liberty. Liberty opening up as a 13.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 59. Old Dominion coming into this matchup 4-5. Liberty 9-0. Head-to-head, Liberty's 3-0. 3-0 covering the spread. Old Dominion on a 2-game losing streak, coming off a Coastal Carolina loss. Liberty coming off a big La Tech win. Liberty, what a season they're having. They're playing great. They're 5-0 at home. 8-2 covering the spread here. And I I don't know. I think they should be able to dominate this ODU team. And I'm going to take Liberty minus 13.5 at money line at home. Next matchup, we got Arizona versus Colorado. Arizona opening up as a 10-point road favorite with the over-under at 54.5. Arizona coming into this matchup 6-3, or Colorado 4-5. Head-to-head, Arizona 7-3, 6-4 covering the spread. Arizona on a 3-game winning streak. I mean, coming off a UCLA, Oregon State, Washington State win. I mean, man, they're hot right now. Colorado on a 3-game losing streak. They're 1-5 in their last 6, but they've covered the last 2 games. They were 13-point underdogs and then 14, and they've covered both in the last 2 games here. Arizona 4-2 covering against Colorado, 8-3 against Colorado. They've been very good against Colorado here. Colorado 1-11 against the Pac-12, where they have struggled. But yeah, this Arizona team, man, they're hot. They're playing good football right now. But man, something about me, I just like taking Colorado plus the points this year. It's just been a common theme. They've covered the last 2 games. I think they'll be all right here at another home game for them. I'm going to buy a half a point. Give me Colorado plus 10.5 at home. Next matchup, we got UConn versus James Madison. James Madison opening up as a 25-point home favorite with the over-under at 48.5. UConn coming into this matchup 1-8. James Madison 9-0. UConn on a 3-game losing streak, coming off a 59-3 loss against Tennessee. James Madison coming off a 42-14 win against Georgia State. What a season James Madison's having. Yeah, they're playing excellent this year. UConn 2-15 on the road. Horrible road team. James Madison 6-0 at home. 6-1 covering the spread here. They should be able to dominate this UConn team. And yeah, I'm going to take James Madison minus 25 at home. Next matchup, we got Miami versus Florida State. Florida State opening up as a 14-point home favorite with the over-under at 51. Miami coming into this matchup 6-3. Florida State 9-0. Head-to-head, FSU 6-4. 6-4 covering the spread. Miami coming off a NC State loss 20-6. FSU coming off a big Pitt win 24-7. Undefeated season for Florida State. They're playing amazing right now. 7-0 at home. 5-0 against the ACC here. Just not in love with what I've seen from Miami. Bad NC State loss. Just didn't look good here. And it's going to be up against a tough Florida State team. We'll buy a half a point. I just like Florida State more in this matchup. Give me Florida State minus 13.5 and throw them in your money line parlays. Next matchup, we've got Oklahoma State versus UCF. Oklahoma State opening up as a 2.5-point road favorite with the over-under at 65.5. Oklahoma State coming into this matchup 7-2. UCF 4-5. Oklahoma State, they're on a 5-game winning streak, coming off a big Oklahoma win. They've beaten Kansas State. I mean, they're on a hot streak right now. UCF coming off a Cincinnati win, snapping their 5-game losing streak they were on. Been rough for UCF. They just, they've been able to put up points. They just haven't been able to really translate it to wins. I like the way Oklahoma State's playing. They're 5-0 covering the spread right now. Got a big winning streak. Yeah, give me Oklahoma State minus 2.5 and money line on the road. Next matchup, we got Tennessee versus Missouri. Tennessee opening up as a 3-point road favorite with the over-under at 59. Both teams coming into this matchup 7-2. Head-to-head, Tennessee 6-4. 6-4 covering the spread. Tennessee coming off a big UConn win 59-3. Missouri coming off a tough Georgia loss 30-21. Tennessee 4-1 covering against Missouri. 4-1 straight up against Missouri. They've been very good against Missouri, but this is a much better, different Missouri team. A very good Missouri team. And at home, I think we're going to get a battle here. And I'm going to buy a half a point. I'm going to take Missouri plus 3.5 at home. Next matchup, we got Utah versus Washington. Washington opening up as an 8-point home favorite with the over-under at 49. Utah coming into this matchup 7-2. Washington 9-0. Head-to-head, Washington 7-2 in the last 9 head-to-head meetings. Utah coming off a big Arizona State win 55-3. Washington coming off a big USC win 52-42. Utah 1-5 against Washington. So they've struggled head-to-head against Washington here. Washington 12-0 at home. They've been dominant at home. 12-0 at home against the Pac-12 here. I like Washington in this matchup here. Unbelievable season for them. And we've seen Utah, struggled against Oregon, 35-6. Struggled against Oregon State, against the elite, like pretty elite teams. They've really struggled to score. And this is a very good Washington team. I'm not in love with the spread, 8 points. I'm probably gonna, I don't know. I do see this as a close game here, just because that's how these games usually are. I'm probably gonna take 1.5 points. I don't normally do that, but -8. It's just not a spot I love. I'm gonna take Washington -6.5 on the alt line, and then I throw them in your money line parlays at home. I think they'll take care of business. Next matchup, we got Stanford versus Oregon State. Oregon State opening up as a 21-point home favorite with the over/under at 50. Stanford coming into this matchup 3-6. Oregon State 7-2. Head-to-head, Stanford's 8-2, 6-4 covering the spread. Stanford coming off a Washington State win, 10-7. Oregon State coming off a 26-19 win against Colorado. And yeah, Oregon State, they have not beat anybody by 3 touchdowns this season. So, actually, that's a lie. Their first 2 games, but they weren't against real opponents. But anything conference-wise, they have not won by 21 plus. Stanford 11-2 against Oregon State, 9-4 covering against Oregon State here. I'm gonna buy a 0.5 point. I do like Oregon State to win at home. Throw them in your money line parlays, but I don't know. 3 touchdowns, not in love with it. Give me Stanford plus 21.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got Ole Miss versus Georgia. Georgia opening up as a 10.5-point home favorite with the over/under at 58. Ole Miss coming into this matchup 8-1. Georgia 9-0. Head-to-head, Georgia's 9-1 in the last 10 head-to-head meetings. Ole Miss coming off about a 5-game winning streak, coming off a Texas A&M win. Georgia coming off a big Missouri win. And yeah, we got another big game here, and another big test for Georgia. Ole Miss 1-10 against Georgia. They have not been able to beat Georgia. 0-5 on the road against Georgia. Until it happens, I just can't take anyone but Georgia here. They're 20-0 at home, and I'm gonna buy a point, and I'm gonna take Georgia -9.5 and money line at home. Next matchup, we got West Virginia versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma opening up as an 11.5-point home favorite with the over/under at 60.5. West Virginia coming into this matchup 6-3. Oklahoma 7-2. Head-to-head, Oklahoma's 9-1, where they've been pretty dominant. West Virginia on a 2-game winning streak, coming off a big BYU win. Oklahoma on a 2-game losing streak. Good spot for them to bounce back. West Virginia 1-9 against Oklahoma. 0-5 on the road against Oklahoma. Yeah, I think Oklahoma bounces back here today, and I'm going to take Oklahoma -11.5 and money line at home. Next matchup, we got Florida versus LSU. LSU opening up as a 14.5-point home favorite with the over/under at 67. Florida coming into this matchup 5-4. LSU 6-3. Head-to-head, LSU's 8-2, where they've been pretty dominant head-to-head. Florida on a 2-game losing streak, coming off an Arkansas loss. LSU coming off a Bama loss. Florida 1-5 on the road against LSU. 1-5 straight up against LSU here. I like LSU in this spot, and I'm gonna buy a point. Give me LSU -13.5 and money line at home. Next matchup, we got Michigan State versus Ohio State. Ohio State opening up as a 31.5-point home favorite with the over/under at 47.5. Michigan State coming into this matchup 3-6. Ohio State 9-0. Head-to-head, Ohio State's 8-2 in the last 10 head-to-head meetings. Michigan State coming off a Nebraska win. I mean, that was their first win. They were on a 6-game losing streak prior to that. But against the tough teams, they lost 49-0 against Michigan. They played Washington, lost 41-7. Against the tough teams, they have gotten destroyed. Ohio State coming off a big Rutgers win. A big spread, but Michigan State 0-7 against Ohio State. 0-6 covering against Ohio State. Michigan against the elite teams of college football, they've pretty much got blown out. So I'm going to take Ohio State -31.5 at home here. Throw them in a teaser. Next matchup, we got Texas versus TCU. Texas opening up as a 12.5-point road favorite with the over-under at 55. Texas coming into this matchup 8-1, TCU 4-5. Head-to-head TCU 7-3, 7-3 covering the spread. Texas on a 3-game winning streak, coming off a big Kansas State win. TCU on a coming off a Texas Tech loss. It looks like Quinn Ewers is good to go for Texas, so that is a good addition. Yeah, it looks like TCU, they're going to be missing their quarterback. A lot of quarterbacks issue. Josh Hoover's going to start, so yeah. Give me Texas here. I like Texas minus 12.5 money line on the road. Next matchup, we got Duke versus North Carolina. North Carolina opening up as a 13-point home favorite with the over-under at 52. Duke coming into this matchup 6-3. North Carolina 7-2. Head-to-head, North Carolina is 6-4 in the last 10 head-to-head meetings. Duke, it looks like Grayson Loftus is going to be the starter for Duke. Duke coming off a Wake Forest win. North Carolina coming off a big Campbell win. Duke, yeah, Duke quarterback issues have been pretty brutal for them. UNC, I don't know. I just see this as a sneaky lower scoring game. I don't know. I'm gonna buy a point. Give me Duke plus 14 on the road here. Then the last matchup, we got USC versus Oregon. Oregon opening up as a 16-point home favorite with the over-under at 76.5. USC coming into this matchup 7-3. Oregon 8-1. Head-to-head, Oregon 7-3. 7-3 covering the spread. USC, this defense is very bad, coming off a Washington loss. Giving up 52 points to Washington, then 49 to Cal. This defense gives up 40-plus points a game. This is very bad. Oregon on a 3-game winning streak, coming off a big Cal win. And they've been dominant here. I just don't trust this USC team. It's a high spread. I don't know. I do think USC could potentially cover here. But Oregon's just on another level than USC offensively and defensively. I like Oregon to win at home, but man, I just think I'm going to take a shot with USC plus the points. I think it's a lot of points here. I think Oregon can easily still win by 2 touchdowns and USC gets the cover. Give me USC plus 16, but throw Oregon in your money line parlays at home. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good one.